All right, well, I think we can commence. We welcome all to this meeting of the Historic Resources Commission of the City of Albany. We welcome comment from the public through if they have signed up, and that any comments would be kept to the subject matter at hand and be limited to 3 minutes in duration. This evening we have myself, John Myers, the chair, Commissioner McEnany, Commissioner Kaplan, Commissioner Garrity, and Commissioner Hacker. And Aaron Glennon from the planning office is representing the commission as staff. And I do not see Martha Mahoney, so I guess we're treading in non-legal territory. Well, we're treading in legal territory. It's just we don't have legal counsel available. This is a workshop this evening. There is no decision being made tonight. It's an opportunity for the applicant or applicants, as the case may be, to present the information that they intend to present at a commission meeting, at which time a decision could be made. So we do not need a quorum for a workshop. So the meeting is called to order. And the property in question is 199 Lark Street in the Center Square, Hudson Park Historic District. And the request ultimately will be for a certificate of appropriateness for the exterior renovation of a vacant structure and a one-story addition to the rear of the structure. So, Aaron, if you would like to introduce the topic at hand. I see Martha Mahoney has joined us, so we're complete.
Thank you, John. So I feel like everyone will probably remember this project. It came before the commission in October 2020 for a workshop meeting, again for an exterior renovation and the third floor addition. At that meeting, the applicant was looking to replace, go back to, the structure currently has an altered first floor storefront with two entrances, one to the commercial space and one to the upper floors. And the upper floors have been altered at one point, featuring these two tri-part window systems. In October, the applicant was looking to, for the most part, retain the first floor storefront as is, replace the upper, the tri-part window systems on the second and third floor in kind with new tri-part windows, and then also install two 1/1 sash windows. The commission had requested that the applicant do further investigation at the property to see if there was any evidence of the original window configuration on the second and third floors, and also do further kind of design work and investigation on the first floor storefront, referencing a photo that was in the packet from 1931 showing the original Larkin storefront, or using surrounding historic storefronts as references for the new first floor configuration. Also at the 2020 meeting, the commission had recommended that a site visit be scheduled in order to meet with the applicant and contractor on site. That was scheduled and carried out in August of 2021. Myself, Martha Mahoney, and Commissioners Myers, Hacker, and Pinkney all met with the applicant and contractor on site. At that meeting, we were able to fully go through the property, and on the third floor in a closet, we did discover an original window opening that supported the installation of three 1/1 sash windows on both the second and third floors. I worked with the engineer who did the most recent design work on putting back in kind of more traditional style storefront on the first floor. So what they are currently proposing to do is retain the entry doors in their current openings and locations, install single light transoms over the existing entry doors, replace the single light picture window on the first floor with a 2-light storefront system, very similar to what can be found traditionally along Lark Street. This would feature storefront two-light storefront windows with wood panel bulkheads, and then a paneled a raised panel above the entry doors between the first and second floors, and then replacing the 2 non-original tripart windows and going back with the 3 1/1 sash windows. And then on the side elevation, they're proposing to remove the existing egress set of stairs and construct a 3rd floor addition, filling in over the existing rear portion of the 1st and 2nd floors, and removing, and originally they had proposed to construct an exterior staircase. They've since removed that, and all the apartments will be accessed from the interior staircase. The applicant and the engineer are on the call this evening. If you have any questions for them or want to go over any of the project. But do you all have any questions for me before we hand it over?
No, not at this time. I think, if the applicant would like to, further elaborate on what they're proposing to do, that would be helpful.
Well, my name is Enzo Sofia. I'm an engineer and architect from Italy, architecture degree from Italy, but an engineering degree from United States, RPI. Try to help the applicant to try to develop a more appealing elevation, which can mimic the area. And with the area, we've been working, as she says, to try to improve dramatically this facade. So this way we can be more attractive. So what are we going to propose is, as Erin says, 2 windows upstairs, 2 windows on the 2nd floor, and then try to improve the front store so that it be more complex, more similar to the nearby store, more uniform and consistent, the material, coloring, and type of trim system that we try to apply. No further, try to do a paneling system, as you can see on top of the transom, and then baking with Class C plywood, painted in dark color, light colors, light brown colors, which kind of similar to the siding that you can see on the left side. And the siding will be replaced with wood material or repainted. Yeah, I don't think can be repainted. I think most likely will be restored new system, which definitely will be no vinyls. I don't think they're proposing vinyl in this environment here. So it'll be more of a cementous material or wood material, painted in a color similar to what you see on the left side of the screen. The door will be stay the same way, same colors. We are trying to enlarge the window in the front door with the same type system, trim system. And the trim work around the window will be dark brown. I showed, Aaron, did you get my drawing color?
I had asked just for this in black and white. You did not provide.
Yeah, no. You didn't provide, the applicant didn't bring it to the black. Anyway, I don't think it's a more dark brown, the trim work. The top soffit area will be repainted, most likely same color to this whitish, the dirty white, and we'll try to reactivate the original resemblance of the building. That's the intent they use of this doing the face renovation.
So the cornice of the building, we'll start from the top and work our way down. The cornice of the building that currently exists in the photograph and appears to be largely intact. The intent is to restore that to its original appearance.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I think it's very attractive. I mean, it's a simple trim system, but it's yes, we have to restore that, of course.
As it relates to the windows, you just have a uniform width trim around those, and it may be beneficial to enlarge the trim over the top of the window a little bit, just to indicate a lintel condition, not dissimilar to what's going on.
I got you.
The building next door.
Yeah. Do a lintel.
And also, have more of a projected sill for the windows so that they, again, have a little more dimension to them.
Well, I don't see the right sides. More of a masonry construction type, so you have a depth which you can accomplish what you say. But the left side is all 2x6, 2x4, whatever it might be, wood frame. So I don't know how much depth.
Well, you wouldn't get much. It would just be a wood stool that would project out probably an inch or so.
Well, that's the trim. That's the trim that I'm proposing. Of course, would be extending like 1 inch or so from the rest of the window. Or we can build, I guess, the trim itself will be protruding at least 1 inch.
Okay.
I'm having trouble looking at the full facade because I've got all the little peoples looking at me. Is there some way we can move this over so that I can concentrate on the front and not I don't need the drawings or the photographs anymore? I mean, the way it's set up on my screen, thank you very much.
Did that work? Okay.
Much better. Much better.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to clarify, you said that the siding on the front of the building would be replaced with a cementitious siding?
Or cementitious or wood material.
Or wood. Okay.
I don't think I will. Original was to try to reutilize the existing, but I don't think you can because these are all cut up. So I don't think vinyl is attractive there personally, but you guys might like vinyl. I can propose vinyl. I know it's cheaper.
Vinyl is strictly prohibited on front elevations.
Yeah. So I figured. So I know you don't want to mention. So
I guess while we're talking about siding, what is your planned exposure of that lap siding? Is it going to be
siding?
Yeah. What is your planned exposure? And also curious about the lack of corner boards.
Well, that's what it looks like now. I can put a new post if you want, but if you look at the photograph, and
Well, I just thought with the lap siding, you might end it, have termination corner boards of some
I can
sort.
put, yeah, sure, of course. Corner board, of course, will be done with trim, the same AZIC material. Yeah, on the right side, you cannot do nothing about because there's another building, is it?
Right, it'll align alongside the other building, but
But the right side, the left side, I agree with you. I think we should do a board corner, maybe 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches, AZIC, or go from the top of the panels all the way up, so this way kind of get that break in both corners.
I think you're gonna require it on both sides of the facade.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think it would be much larger than the trim size that you're representing in the drawing
No,
now.
I agree.
What's the material being used to fill the negative space around the doors and the two panels that are underneath the two?
I specify Class C plywood. Like, I mean, I'm trying to mimic the next door store. And of course, it will be painted. I specified my description on the elevation of what the.
So it will be painted wood.
Yes, painted.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And with Mr. Chairman, I think I will try to find something give some depth on the window itself. So maybe I can find a trim who can give a little depth, but because the wall, the way it's constructed, or it was reconstructed actually. And I don't have no choice but to try to do the best to give some depth. But the lintel over can be done for sure. Some lintel made of AZIC, so similar material of the borders. Yes.
Yeah, and I think a flat, simple trim is probably appropriate for this building.
Absolutely. But
Is
A
there,
general question.
just general, excuse me, just a little bit wider. That's what you like to see, right, Mr. Meyer?
yes,
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We struggle as a commission with the materials that we think are appropriate within the districts. And so here we had a wood building with a wooden clapboard exterior. And we'd like to see wood. We'd like to see the dimensions of the wood. We're usually comfortable with an approach like that. We have seen the AZAC and the cementitious boards on new construction.
Yes.
And this is not quite new construction. So my concern is that the lack of traditional materials and the lack of a real finessing of details that recreated what would have been at this building or a typical building, that I'm just concerned that without that finessing and real focus on more substantive decisions on material and detail, that we won't be satisfied, frankly.
Well,
And I guess I asked my other commission members, really, your thoughts on that.
I can use wood, but as you might know, the reason why I proposed that because it's maintenance free. It lasts longer. And the peelings stay longer. If you use natural wood, which at the time was a natural wood, require maintenance. And I love Albany, by the way, okay? I believe in it for 30 years. So this is very historical. I love Albany. You know, see me around because I don't in politics, so, but I love the architecture, all of that stuff here. But unfortunately, I see that the maintenance is lacking in the surrounding environment in Albany. And better appealing buildings can be beautiful if there's maintenance. So when I specified AZIC, which by the way is maybe more expensive than wood, by the way, is less longer. It has the same characteristic of wood because you can find it grained, and once you paint it, lasts for long time. But if you choose, or if you like it, not choose, if you like it to me to use wood, natural wood, I'll be happy to do that. There isn't, I'm just trying to justify the reason why I'm trying to using exact or similar material, man-made, because I want to do the building in a long time. So the discoloring, don't require painting, it look beautiful all the time. That's my thought. But if you decide to use wood, I will change wood. You see
Is
my
this eligible for tax credits?
asked-
Yes, this property is located in the Center Square Hudson Park Historic District, which is locally designated as well as being on the state and national register. So any improvements to a property may qualify for the historic tax credit program. I believe when we discussed that with the applicant in 2020 and at the site visit in 2021, they were not going to be utilizing the tax credits. They had already decided that they would not be using them.
Wow.
Has there been any exploration work to determine what the original siding material was beneath the what appears to be aluminum siding on the building now?
Yeah, that's correct. I'll be lying to you. I don't know.
I know, John, we had brought that up with Eric, who is the contractor at the site visit. I know that Ron is on the call as well. I don't know if they did any further investigation. I know that there was a couple boards at the base. Let me go back. Where they had removed some of the siding boards and it looks to just be plywood. But I don't know if Ron is available to answer that question or not.
Yes, I'm here. I did not get your question. What's your question?
Ron, when we met with you on site in August of 2021, one of the recommendations was to remove some of the existing aluminum siding, see if there was any original siding underneath. Were you and
There was
Eric able to
no
do that?
original siding underneath, I believe. We went to the site, there was no original siding underneath. We are going to paint the siding, whatever color. I think Enzo proposed some bronze color. If you want whatever different color, we can meet it. But I don't. There was no siding underneath the aluminum. No.
Well, maybe if you can see the picture is in black and white from the old newspaper, so it's very hard to say what the material used to be. Yeah, look like. I mean, I don't think there was a vinyl at the time, or was it? I mean, I wasn't around, so.
There's lap siding.
Lap siding, yeah, I saw. I think so. Yeah, I think it's
Right,
lap siding. Yeah, it's lap siding. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's what we have to offer. I don't know if so. I think it's look very appealing, and the way developed the the elevations. Definitely there will be an improvement. And if the ladies, I can't see the name here, she prefer or whatever the commissioner decide to use wood versus AZEC, whoever okay too, but as long as they,
Do you have a tenant interested in moving into the commercial space, or will you build it and then hope to find one?
Me?
Yeah.
No, right now is empty. Eventually, I think maybe Rani can answer. I'm sure they're going to be trying to lease the space. Of course, they don't want to.
Sure. I was just curious.
Yeah, of course, they don't want to. The upstairs will be 2 units or 3. I'm sorry, because three units, and then inside will be the first floor will be one space, which we are adding on the sideline. On the side, we are adding a sprinkler system. By the way, it will be a sprinkler system. And on the side, we are adding an additional exit door, just for emergency door. So we're trying to improve the overall. See, right now is a stairwell. We remove the stair because taking advantage of the sprinkler system, we'll be able to just go with one exit because of the sprinkler system. But we introduce one additional exit on the left side on the first floor.
To my best knowledge, this is Ron. To my best memory, we are instructed by the government, by the historic commission, that the side is not visible from the street. So we are instructed to make the front elevation, to the best possible to resemble the original look.
I think because of the alleyway, it is, the side elevation is visible from Lark Street for a certain distance back.
This was not, we were told last time. We are trying to follow exactly whatever the commission wants us to do. Whatever you guys give us the instruction, we're gonna follow.
I believe at the site visit, Ron, we had discussed that.
I have the paperwork from the emails, and that clearly says that the site is not visible from the Log Street. You need to make, the front elevation to meet the historic commission requirement. This project has been sitting with the building department and the historic commission. Right now, we bought the property from land bank because it takes too long. They are in the process of foreclose the property from us. So I really, really want to emphasize to everybody on the board that we will do whatever it takes to meet your requirement, but we need to have a quick decision before we lose the property, and that's not to anybody's interest. We dedicated quarter million, $300,000 to make this a beautiful project. We need the quick approval from the committee.
Again, I'll ask the other commission members if there's any concern with, we're delighted the project is going to happen. I didn't pick up that the land bank and your timing on that is so critical. I hope we can help move that along.
Yeah,
But
appreciate it.
I will ask others if they share my concern with the materials and the details. And if so, would it be appropriate for a few nearby clapboard buildings that had their original details and moldings and profiles, et cetera, to be a bit more explored so that as the details are, and some of the section details are resolved for the project, we have a better understanding of that it would be a more traditional approach rather than AZAC and some of the other items that we've talked about in terms of material and reveal and flatness, et cetera. So again, for the other commission members, does that make sense to conceptually, we like what we see in terms of the general approach as compared to the existing condition of the buildings, but let's look more closely, or asked that we look more closely, a couple of the wood frame buildings and really be inspired by the details at the cornice, at the window frame, at the sills and the lintels, and certainly at the storefront, that we take a little more clues from there rather than just use AZEK materials as if it was a new building. So that's.
Well, again, I have no problem to use wood. I specified that, no, because I am against wood. I personally, I own a property in Albany, and I take my property very well, and I commented the same characteristic because it's me. But if you want to use wood, we were engaged. We are welcome to use wood to making traditionally speaking the material. No problem.
Well, I agree with the sentiments expressed by Commissioner Kaplan. And certainly, looking at as a kind of a traditional recreation or reskinning of this building certainly would be a benefit on the street. We have the old archery sport building down the street at the corner of State and Lark that offers some examples of a wood frame, wood clad building.
Which one is it? I'm sorry, sir. Which one?
It's it was Elda's, I think. It's the one at the corner there.
Right.
Is the corner is vinyl? The siding is vinyl, sir.
No, it's wood sided.
No, it's wood.
It's wood. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, we can use wood. And this, I can see right now, the building, right? It's all siding.
Yeah.
Again, I think my point is, I'm glad that you'll be able to do that. That's great. My point also is about the some of the finessing of the details. So it would be looking not only for the material, but in addition, some of the thicknesses of the materials and the reveals and things like that. That's the other part really that I'd.
Well, if you read my description material, it's got a thickness. Minimum is the border is 1.5 inch material, 3 by 1.5 the framing system. It is got enough thickness, so it's got a depth in there to create the border around the panels.
First of all, I am so thrilled at the idea of eliminating the 2 picture windows on the 2nd and 3rd floor, which was a disaster. And I can't judge what the problem is with the material we're using. And I think some of the questions that were made go out of foot to show a little bit of a reveal that shows up. I think these are all easily solved. On the top where the cornice is, there's a little skinny cornice in the drawing. Is that the same one that's in the historic photograph?
No, I think it's more of a very, very hard to depict the existing. Seems to be that there is we are trying to reuse existing corner.
And so you're saying when you're done, you'll have exactly what's there now, but repaired as necessary. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I wonder if I compare that with the photograph that showed the building on the corner, the old Lemmy's, is this already a replacement? Or is it just the angle is different? It looks like it protrudes.
No. This what you're seeing and what you have there. It's I don't know. I don't think this one you see here is I think the original seems to be, to me at least. I mean,
so the one I'm looking at in the historic photograph is one that has been replaced.
Yeah.
With
I think it's just the angle.
If it's just the angle, that's
maybe it's the angle. I mean, probably yeah.
Well, I think it is too, because if you look at it now, you can see that there's a shadow being cast, which tells you that it came out further than it looks on a line drawing. It's all right.
No, we definitely, Mr. McKinney, we will restructure the type of border of the building. That's for sure.
Those are the original things. I can tell. Those are from original construction.
Okay. That's fine.
So my taking away is that instead of using Edzec, going to use a natural wood painted. You want some depth on the around borders, to depicting the depth, a little bit depth. You want higher the flat trim above the window, and you want a border on the edge of the building. And are we on the same page? What I'm saying, or no?
No, that sounds like it
Yes.
captures most of the discussion items that we've had.
Okay, so we can bring some samples. I mean, I think to me it's very hard to do on the drawings. I think is if we bring some samples, some trim samples, is it preferable for you guys? Aaron or everybody
Yeah,
else?
if you can bring samples
Yeah.
to the planning department, I can then document
Yes.
that and circulate it
Yeah.
to the members.
Okay, I think
But
sometimes.
I think one of the things that Commissioner Kaplan is asking you to do is, you know, look around Lark Street at other traditional wood-sided buildings and take note of what the profile and dimensions are of the traditional building material. We'll need to do a comparison of whether, please let me finish, of
Yes.
whether or not that material, you know, can be compatible with modern building material, or if it's a better option to go with other wood traditional material on this building. But
My
you need
emphasis-
to do a little research as to whether or not what you're
my em-
proposing to use is compatible with traditional building materials.
This is traditional building, besides the exec, the layout of this
Right.
configuration is
And
traditionally.
she's asking you to do a little bit of research.
I'm not
see
going to
if
use
it
it.
compares.
I will remove exec. We'll use traditional wood.
Okay.
Okay, the profile, the depth is very comparable for the picture that you sent to me. And I think this is much more, a little more attractive because it has a nice border over, and I see other front store, which is just a border around the window. And say this is at least more dress up in contrast to the other store that are nearby there. Historically speaking, this is very appealing because if you see the surrounding area is just regular 2x4, a pine 2x4 around the window. This is okay. So I don't know what else we can offer. We can bring symbols which you can see exactly what we try to propose versus showing on the picture or drawing on the drawings.
I have a question. When you say traditional material, they are available nowadays from the market?
Yes. Mhm.
If there's traditional material building the sidings, does the commission have a list so our engineer can go from your list?
We do not have a list, no.
Because from my email, once again, we were told we can paint the existing siding to the color which resemble the historic color. The top part of the second and third store, the first floor, you know, from 10 foot and below, certainly we need to eliminate the aluminum. For the top ones, we can just paint it. That's in one of the emails I got from your commission.
Can you provide me with those emails? And I think what you're talking about, Ron, is that when we initially discussed this project in 2020 and then at the site visit in 2021, you were proposing to keep the aluminum siding, which, you know, we can't require that you remove the aluminum siding. And so if you wanted to keep that siding and just repaint it, you have that option. And that is actually what Enzo's drawings call out from what he submitted. It's that you're keeping the aluminum siding and just painting it. Once you remove that material, the historic resource overlay review standards then require you to go back with a material that matches, either a traditional material, so new wood siding, or what is compatible with the historic district. So this building was originally clad with wood lap siding. That would be the traditional material to go back with.
So you're saying keep the existing siding and paint it over the historic color?
That is what I'm saying. That is what you originally stated you wanted to do. So that email is most likely based off of that original communication. If you've changed your mind and you're not proposing to do that, then you need to go back with a material that is compatible with the traditional building material for this structure.
Here's my question. Because I don't have the email, I'm not in front of my desk. Is the keeping the existing siding still an option? Is my question.
If that's what you're proposing to do, then that's what your application needs to reflect.
But if you're cutting 3 new windows in there, you can forget about the siding that's on that front, because it's all going to be cut and it's not going to work out. You've got to replace something new, which in this case says go to wood or the equivalent.
Yeah,
for a replacement siding, I would recommend a pre-prime cedar, which is attainable at our Curtis Lumbers. It's a good exterior product and it paints well. So
okay, pre-prime cedar. Okay, Enzo, I don't have any pen. I'm just.
Oh no, yeah. Whatever you guys are requesting, yeah, we have tried to have some directions in the sense.
Ron and Enzo, I will supply all of this in the meeting minutes. So if you have any other questions,
as long as we're on the same page, we'll be happy to provide to what the commissioner is looking for.
Absolutely. We want to follow exactly what your requirement. We just need to get it done before they take the property away from us. That's my only concern.
I guess I would want to emphasize, if you're going to be working on that cornice, it looks like it needs some repair, that you replace the damaged wood in kind with wood, rather than anytime an AZAC treatment up top. I know your intent is just to scrape it and paint it, and maybe that's possible, but if there is repair work,
that's no wood. That's no wood what you have there. Whatever there is no wood right now.
The top cornice?
The top corners, yes. The top corners, yes. The top corner will be fixed and replaced of the same kind.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good. Absolutely. You cannot just put out the material. I was proposing the AZAC for the border, but I guess we're away from there now. We're going to put in the 3 inches trim. Some of us are going to be able to visualize by 1.5 inches trim. So give a cornice around the panels. So
the window casing.
The window casing and the panels around above the window, above the transom window, will be 3 inches by 1.5 inches thick to give some depth, to create the depth that we're looking for, made of wood.
Thumbs up. I like that.
Mhm.
Sound good?
Is it possible we can approve this design and with a note? You can put a note. I need the detail,
unfortunately not, Ron. This is only a workshop. This needs, in order for the commission to make a decision, it needs to be formally noticed. And this is just the way that the commission holds their meetings, is that the first application is reviewed as a workshop and then it comes back for a public hearing in front of the commission.
Okay, so if you bring him back the drawing I propose, maybe we can, we will go through the description Okay, right here. Instead of putting exec for natural wood or cedar material, as Chris is proposing, we can use pine, cedar prime trim here around instead of using exec. And then the siding will be wood siding, if it can be. That's what we're looking for. Everything else is there. And also,
do you have measurements on your proposed double hung windows here?
yes. I have. I think if you look at it, I think where is it? I think
It's in the file. I would choose you've got them, it's good.
2852. It's the same opening that existing behind the siding.
Mhm.
So it's 2852 double hung window. With wood glade, it's wood material, so it can be paintable. With gotta be wood paintable. It's paintable with a material, and I provide to earn the color. It's dark brown. It's brown for the dark brown. And the only thing I didn't provide to her was the exec, which will be removed, of course. But everything is specified on the description. For some reason they kick it off, right, Aaron? The right sides, the description, everything else that has been cut.
Now, how did you determine the sizes of the windows? Was that from evidence you found inside the building?
No. Inside the building, there are existing openings. There's a plywood and then a siding.
The
Remember
side,
in the
the size
closet
of-
that we looked into, there was an original window opening there.
Yeah. Plus, very proportional. Believe it or not, proportional.
Yeah.
And, that's the original size because we measured, but this look like very proportional too.
we had, so this is wrong. We had a field visit from the commission. There are three,
Right.
4 commission member, and we went to, second and third floor. The commission decided this is the size, so we follow the instruction from the commission.
No, that's correct. We found that window and identified that as the preferred, the size that's appropriate for the building.
And then it's a color bookman binded. I mean, unfortunately, I cannot show you the color. It's been described, the Sherwood material. It's antique. They have special colors for antique color. And that's the one, the cream binding. It's a dark color. It's dark color.
Aaron, it's wrong. I have a question. What is the next meeting? How many more meetings we need to have before the approval?
Could be one.
Well, as long as you address the comments, I will write up the comments from the commission this evening, as long as you address them and they're provided no later than, I'm looking at my calendar, April 18th.
Yeah.
Then the application may be placed on the April 28th agenda.
Yeah.
If the plans do not reflect all the comments or do not meet the recommendations of the commission, then it could be deferred until May.
We will make sure to follow your requirements. Okay.
Yeah, but everything would need to be, all the revised drawings would need to be submitted by April 18th in order for the application to be placed on the April 28th agenda.
Okay, but April 28th will be another Zoom meeting, another commission, like a public hearing like today.
There will be, well, it depends on our meeting requirements. So it may be in person, it may be over Zoom. It depends.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
But
We are all local. We are local. But my question is, the building department is ready to issue their building permit.
No, they
Okay,
are not. They are aware that this needs to go before the commission and they are waiting
Right.
for the commission to issue a certificate of appropriateness.
Can I?
They are waiting for you. Yeah.
Right.
Is it
So
possible
waiting
that
for this,
contingency? Can we approve contingency so at least
No,
work inside or not? Okay.
no, as I just said,
Okay.
because this is just a workshop, we cannot take any action on the application.
I catch you. Uh-huh. Okay.
Is it possible we can contact the building department, tell them, or Aaron, you can tell them what we are doing, so they can give us maybe I don't know what kind of permit, so we can work inside the roof, because it's if we started working, the land bank will say, oh, you guys all started spending money, then they will feel comfortable. There will be a meeting among the board of directors for the land bank if they're gonna give us extension or not.
I'd have to bring it up with the building department and see. I think that was one of the things that we had discussed was having you all apply for an interior permit rather than a full permit so that you could start gutting work.
It was that removal permit at first.
Right, a removal permit.
Right.
Chris, thank you.
And limited to the interior removal since an
Right.
evidence finding.
So I'll have to reach out to the building department to see if how they would like to handle that, because what you applied for with both interior and exterior work.
I think they have demolition permits, if I'm wrong, right? I think they do have demo permits.
They do.
Yeah.
They do have demo permits. So the permits is start working reconstruction inside. But as you says, it cannot issue reconstruction until we get approved this space.
Okay, I appreciate it, Aaron. If we can communicate you and the building department and Enzo trying to get the interior work permit. Also, we are gonna try. We're gonna try to I'm gonna ask Enzo to contact with you and your commission, maybe more than once, twice, 3 times before the submission. If it's possible, you can review his work and say, hey, this one, you are not still meeting our requirements. So Enzo can make it perfect for one approval on 28th.
Yep, we can do that.
Appreciate. So once on 28th you get the approval, we can get a letter of approval from your office the following day, following week, or
It will probably be the following week. We have to have everything into the clerk's office to be filed within 10 days of the meeting. So
okay.
it probably wouldn't be until the beginning of May.
Okay, beginning of May, then the building department will give us the full permit. And land bank, I think they are meeting mid of April or something. At least they know that the approval is coming.
Right.
We, like I said, we from the beginning, also during the field visit, I made it very clear. We want to make this a perfect, project. Make this a perfect opportunity to restore the historic feature. It's an important street. And we are not trying to cut corners here, but it's just a matter of what is the requirement? What is the requirement? So I think Enzo still have a lot of work to. Yeah, what is the requirement? Because the historic, so we're gonna go probably some, back and forth few times with your commission to meet your exact requirement. All right.
Very good.
Yeah, you can share that information with, Aaron will be writing up the notes from this meeting and be very specific about the items that we have discussed and the direction that we're offering, so that Enzo can, incorporate that in the notation. I mean, there's very little drawing work that needs to be done. We appreciate the fact that you've, moved forward with this and are restoring the building to the greatest extent possible. And we're just trying to sort out some of the details and just make sure that you're achieving your goal and our goal as well.
We appreciate your help. Absolutely.
Can I add one thing before we go? I'm looking at the drawing of the front of the building. And on the lower right-hand corner, it looks like it calls for a north wall that's thinner than what I think it really is. If you take a look at it, I think the drawing is off by a couple of inches. And I just don't, if that was actually where the window was, it would be hitting the the end of the wall.
No, is
I think it's off by probably an inch or two, no more.
no. I took it. If you look at plan view, I don't know if here is can show the plan view of the drawing. I think it's a little bit away from. But,
Yeah, I think just check it. It might be off by an inch or two.
Okay.
You can't make it. You can't have the window go on top of the wall there, and not
On the
have
right.
glass there.
On the right sides, I mean, yeah. I see. Well, there's
Yeah.
there's a more. Yeah, I hear the trim. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other discussion items that the commissioners want to raise before we move on? Again, we can't make a decision at this meeting because we don't have a quorum and this is a workshop session. But Erin Glennon will be communicating with us to make sure that she's captured everything that we talked about, and look forward to seeing you on the 28th.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Aaron, are there any other items that we need to discuss? I know you had, you copied me on a letter that you sent to the mayor's office and the common council, deferring our report until August 1st.
Yes. So I had reached out to Sam Wells about the January 15th letter, or I'm sorry, vacant building report, and the April vacant building report. He had informed me that due to like some time constraints, they would be combining the January and the April reports together and submitting them on April 15th, which is 2 weeks after we're required to submit our report to the Common Council and the mayor. So I had talked to Martha Mahoney and Brad Glass, and we decided that we would push out the date till August 1st. That would give us the chance to review the October 2021 report, as well as the combined reports, and then also the July 15th report from the building department, and just combine them and do another August report. So I did submit that last week. I haven't heard any comments back against it. David Gallen from the mayor's office seemed to be okay with us doing that. So once I get the combined reports, I will share that all with you.
Okay.
And then we'll go on from there.
So will this report cover a more than a 12-month period? Sounds like it's going to cover 15 months or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it'll cover a little bit more material, but I think we'll be okay. There were 3 properties in the pastures district that had emergency actions after we submitted our report last year. They were vacant properties. They were just fenced, and I believe I have to circulate it. I'm still waiting on a document from the building department as well. There was one property in the south end that also just recently came down that I need to distribute to all of you. So within our local historic districts, there hasn't been too much action taking place. So that's also, since our previous report, there wouldn't be too much information to really analyze or report on as well. So which is a good thing. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
These are all positive signs.
Yes. So
Aaron, today I saw at 90 State Street, the National Savings Bank, I saw that removals have begun. What's going on there? Is that a tax credit project?
They are, I think, doing new apartment units in that building. If I'm thinking of, let me stop my share, sorry. I'm thinking of the correct, I believe that this is, the group that owns Harmony Mills and Cahoes also owns this building, and I believe that they're doing a full apartment renovation at the building. So that may be what.
Is there tax credits involved? Is the State Historic Preservation Office going to be?
I believe they are. I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe they are using tax credits for this property, but I will check and see.
I know one of the commercial tenants there is a little bit concerned that they may lose their 1930s barber shop.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
This gorgeous skyscraper architecture inside is pretty unique.
That's great.
Patsy's?
Yeah.
oh, Patsy's, okay.
The question that's the oldest
Oh,
one.
there
we
it
have.
Okay, I'm gonna hop off, everybody. That was a tough little conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, bye.
And I just want to echo what Aaron had mentioned earlier. I believe tomorrow will actually be then introduced at the next Common Council meeting, I think on April 18th. There will be legislation memorializing that the annual report would be August 1 every year thereafter, so that we wouldn't have to, so that would be harmonious going forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So we won't have to seek dispensation.
No,
each
we won't
time.
have 5 o'clock on April 1st every year. I won't be putting in a letter. So.
Don't we have a meeting on Monday about being reinstated or something?
Oh, yes. So some of you may be getting letters about your reappointments. So everyone has been officially reappointed back to the commission. And you should have either received something from City Hall or will be receiving something with that information. You're going Monday, Jen?
Yeah, the email I
So
got
yeah.
was Monday. Oh, good. You too?
Yeah, the two of us.
We can go through it together.
Yeah. So they'll ask you some questions. It's just the Common Council needs to interview you or have like a reappointment, a meeting for your reappointment. So
Do we all have the same term of office, which is the same as the mayor?
no, they're all staggered. I'll have to go back and look at so all of your expirations are staggered. Even though we put through all the reappointments, your expiration dates for your terms are all slightly different. So some of you are 3 years. I think some of you maybe a year. I can tell you right now, Jack, hold on. Hold on. Sorry, give me 1 second. Did you get a letter, Jack?
Not that I recall, no.
Get a letter. It was just an email.
It was
Okay.
an email. Okay.
And it's gonna be by Zoom. It's a Zoom link.
Yeah.
I received a letter and a Zoom link. I need to take the oath in front of a notary. I've got like 100 days to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I would have remembered.
I do see Commissioner McEnany on the list. Um, can I share a document?
You,
Oh,
Let's see.
yeah, you should be able to, Martha.
Okay, let's see if this works.
Chris, are you going at 5:30?
Yeah, it's a Zoom thing, right?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if they were staggering us or if we're going together.
Imagine together, I got it.
Yeah, No, that's good.
I'd rather.
Yeah.
I think it's been about 2 years for me. I could be wrong. But I would.
I think, were you appointed in 2018 originally?
Wow, what year is it now? 2022? 4 years? Oh my gosh, no way. No.
Okay, I think I sent a PDF in the chat, which should be the meeting agenda for the Monday at 5:30.
1 second. Here, I can pull it up.
I attended the beginning of Norman Rice's memorial. So I heard.
Oh, was that streamed?
It was at the Art Institute.
Yeah. For those of you, was it 2 weekends ago, Jack and John? The memorial?
Yeah, it was the weekend.
March 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Myself, John Myers, Lee Pinkney, and then Jack were all at Norman Rice's memorial at Albany Institute, and Jack did get up and give a very nice speech about Norman. Just a little. They had friends of his and old co-workers get up, and everyone told a story about Norman and little memories and interactions that they had with him. So it was very nice. And they had cookies and lemonade and iced tea.
Because apparently Norman said it was too early for drinks.
Too early for cocktails.
Right.
Well, maybe we could get a list of who's on the commission and what their expiration date is. And
I will send you each
let's get the whole thing for everybody's on the board.
Yep. I will send, thank you, Martha, for this. I will send out this agenda, and I will send each of you your appointment documents as well.
It would be nice to see the whole board.
I will also check as well, because John, did you receive anything about the meeting on Monday?
No.
I don't know anything about it.
It should have been, it was a planning, economic development and land use committee.
I can see if I can pull it.
No.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
resolutions, for all of us are here.
Right. Let me so this is the agenda, and it has all of you listed.
Right.
I will reach out to the clerk's office and find out if you are all expected to be there or if it's only a certain number of you.
This is for Monday?
This is for Monday,
News to me.
which I was also not aware of.
These are all resolutions.
Right, for your
each of us,
appointments.
But are they expecting an examination at the same time?
I will find out. So I will find out. I will reach out tomorrow, and I will find out, and then I will reach out to each of you. I'll send an email and find out what exactly is expected of you all.
Did they send us
Email.
letters?
I can read.
Well, it
mine.
sounds like Jen and Chris both got letters, so I
I
will.
didn't get a letter. I only got an email. But this Ethan Samuel character called me because he didn't, I guess my email wasn't on file. To ask me what my email
Ethan
was.
Samuel. Yep, legislative aid, Ethan Samuel.
Legislative aid, yeah. But I did
Yeah.
not get a letter in the mail. I don't know.
Okay.
That
I
was
will-
taking an oath. But
What's that?
and that's to re-up on the oath that we took early on. Well, when I first signed up, did it once.
Right. Me too.
Martha, do you know if they're expected to be, if they're all expected to be there?
Yeah, honest. So nothing was communicated to me, and this came up with the BZA reappointments. I think that they are expected to be there
Okay.
to
I'll
answer
reach-
questions.
I'll reach out to Ethan tomorrow and see who I can get a hold of and find out if you all need to be there. And if you do, then I will get the information and send it.
And this is a Zoom meeting?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need the link.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Jack.
You
All right.
need a link as well.
Okay.
See you Monday.
See you Monday. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Well, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Okay, all those in favor, wave goodbye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.